Leeds International School, Form 3, First Midterm, English Language, Lesson Unit 4, page number 172 to 174. The lesson is Words in Context. First of all, let's move on to the objectives of the lesson. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to recognize how to guess the meaning of ambiguous sentences, determine the definition of multiple meaning words in context, develop the reading and writing skills, sharpen the creativity in using and writing appropriate vocabulary. Okay kids, now you already know the lesson we are going to learn today. It is words in context. So here, before starting the lesson, it's better to have a proper understanding about what is a context. So to have a better understanding of this term, context, let's look at the meaning of its parts, con and text. Con, this prefix means with or together. Text, you might know that text means a reading material, but did you know that the Latin root of this word means to weave? So when you put them together, you can make an important and also a powerful word that could be defined like this. So context defines the ideas and words woven together to form the setting or background of an event or idea. Now you already know the definition of a context, and here on this slide we are going to get a further clarification about reading comprehensions. So here reading comprehension is one of the most difficult skill to master, and also it is a very important thing. Reading comprehension involves skills like finding the main idea, making inferences. Inferences means making conclusions, determining the author's purpose, and understanding familiar and unfamiliar words. So the good news is that one of the most important reading comprehension skill is understanding vocabulary. You can understand any new vocabulary term using only the context around it. For this reason, you'll never have to memorize every word. You have only to remember how to use context clues. Many students are unable to score good marks for the comprehension passages in an examination. So here the basic reason is normally comprehension passages consist with many unfamiliar and new words. So students find it so difficult to identify and recognize the exact meaning of the given words in the context. But here, after learning this lesson, you will be able to manage with the new and also with the unfamiliar words that you will be having in your future comprehension passages. So here you can look here, what are the context clues? So by learning context clues, you will be able to understand the correct meaning of those unfamiliar and new words given in a context passage. So let's focus on the first context clue is guessing the meaning. Here I have given two new words for you, acerbity and adobe. So have you heard these two words before? Maybe they are unfamiliar for you. So let's pronounce it again, acerbity and adobe. So let's have a look at the examples. Example A. The acerbity of the lemon caused the little girl to spit out the bite she had just taken. So when you are reading the sentence, only one word is unfamiliar for you, the other words are familiar. So the acidity of lemon caused the little girl to spit out the bite. So the girl, she spit out the bite she had just taken. So you can guess why she has done like that, why she has spit out. Because the lemon means when you imagine lemon also, you can feel the sourness of the lemon. So you can understand that she has spit out because of the sourness of the lemon. So acerbity means sourness of the lemon. So you can guess like that, because by reading the whole sentence, you know this thing has happened because of this reason. Like that you can guess the meaning here. And also let's move on to our example B. In the middle of the gentle Indian night, an intruder burst through the bamboo door of the simple adobe hut. So adobe is a new word for you. So here the hut is describing as an adjective adobe has given. So adobe hut, in the middle of the gentle Indian night, an intruder burst through the bamboo door of the simple adobe hut. So here I have given you the meaning. What is adobe? So adobe hut is, that means the hut was made of unburned, sun-dried bricks. So here adobe is a difficult word even for native speakers. It tells us that the hut was made of unburned, sun-dried bricks. But if there is no question about this word, we do not need to worry about it in an examination, because there is no any question asking about the exact meaning of adobe. But you can guess it. What is adobe? By reading the whole sentence, you can guess this one. So here they have given in the middle of the gentle Indian night. When you are comparing Indian, and also if it is, this is not a house, this is not a mansion, this is a hut. So when you are reading Indian, hut, like that, you can guess adobe means what kind of a hut it is, like that. So guessing the meaning is the first context clue. Now let's move on to our next context clue. So as the second context clue, we can find out more than one meaning in a word. So here I have given you 3 examples. So you have to remember that many words have more than one meaning. If you have to explain the meaning of a word, check that you give the meaning which fits the situation. So here I have given 3 words for you. Example A, rose. I have used rose in 2 sentences. Her favorite flower is a rose. So here rose functions as a noun. He quickly rose from his seat. Here rose means it functions as the verb in the sentence here. He quickly rose from his seat. So rise is the present tense and its past is rose. And also second one, B, point. The pencil has a sharp point. And also we can use, it is not polite to point at people. Example C, date. Her favorite fruit to eat is a date. Next one, what is your date of birth? Now here you can understand the word, the single word has many meanings in English language. So you have to make sure that you are giving the correct and the exact definition which is fits, which is matching with the situation. So as I gave here, reminder, when you have to explain a word in a passage, always consider the exact meaning which it has in the sentence. As we discussed earlier, when the unfamiliar words also in the sentence, you can first get an idea. You can guess actually the meaning by reading the whole sentence. Then you can guess what should be the definition in this unfamiliar word. So on this slide we discussed about the second context clue, which is more than one meaning, and here we studied here in a single word it has many meanings, and we should be able to match the meanings with the correct situations. Okay kids, let's move on to exercise 1. Briefly explain the meaning of each word in bold type below. So you can turn to page number 172 to 173. There are 20 sentences. So I have given you the bolded words here with the meanings. So you can study the whole sentence. Sentence number 1. When she said this, the real reason for her visit struck me. So the bolded one is struck. So now you have to briefly explain the meaning of this word. So struck, we can take actually two meanings. One is impressed and the other one is unexpected. So we can match it like this. When she said this, the real reason for her visit impressed me. Like that, a feeling of something unexpected. It impressed you. Question number 2. Be careful of him. He is really a smooth operator and will sell you things you don't need. So here when we are reading the sentence also, we can guess it very easily, though it is an unfamiliar word for you. So here smooth operator means a plausible salesman, fast talking, very fluent in talking. So that's why he will sell you things you don't need also. So smooth operator is that. Question number 3. I watched a minute insect crawling up the wall. Here minute means very little, tiny insect. Number 4. She is an expert on the culture of mushrooms. So here culture defines growing of mushrooms. Companies which have a large land bank will benefit very much from the sharp increase in the price of land and will be able to develop large estates. So here we can understand that companies which have a large land bank, here bank means stock. Companies which have a large land stock will benefit very much. Question number 6. We stopped to admire the neatly stepped fields. Here stepped means terraced fields. We stopped to admire the neatly terraced fields. Number 7. I saw him raise his rifle. The report of the shot was deafening in such a small room. The report of the shot, that means he raised his rifle and the report of the shot. Report means the sound of the shot. Report means the sound. Number 8. I turned round and saw a familiar face in the crowd. Familiar face means, it is an easy word for you. Familiar face means well-known face. Number 9. A doctor should not become too familiar with her patients. Here familiar means too friendly. A doctor should not become too friendly with her patients. Number 10. Life in the bush is a placid affair in which very little happens. So we can define here affair as a state. Let's move on to the next slide. Question number 11. According to village gossip, the doctor is having an affair with one of his patients. So here affair means romantic involvement. So the doctor is having a romantic involvement with one of his patients. Number 12. We have discussed this problem for far too long. It is time for us to get down to work and find a solution. So we have discussed this problem for far too long. Now it's time for us to get down. Get down means make a start, have a start to work and find a solution. Number 13. It is always more difficult to climb up a mountain than to get down again. So that means it is always more difficult to climb up. So the get down is more easier than climbing up. Getting down is more easier than climbing up. That means here get down means descend. You go down. Number 14. The man spoke so quickly that the reporter could not get down everything he said. So the reporter could not get down. Here get down means could not write down everything he said. Number 15. Mr. Brown hoped that he would be promoted manager. So he was rather put out when he discovered that somebody else had got the post. So after knowing that, he put out. Put out means, here means annoyed. He annoyed when he discovered that somebody else had got the post. He annoyed. Number 16. It took the firemen 2 hours to put out the fire at the paint factory. So after reading these questions, you can feel that how easy to understand, how easy to guess the meaning also. So it took the firemen 2 hours to put out the fire means to extinguish the fire at the paint factory. Number 17. Every morning we put out our rubbish and a man takes it away. That one also very easy. Here put out means we dispose rubbish. Dispose. Number 18. We pitched camp on a sandy bank by a small stream. So here we pitched camp on a sandy bank. Pitched means we erected. We erected camp on a sandy bank. Number 19. The plane pitched and rolled alarmingly as we went through the storm clouds. The plane pitched means here the plane moved up and rolled. The plane moved up and rolled. Last one, number 20. Zach pitched so well in the last game that nobody was able to score a run. Zach pitched so well. Here pitched means Zach threw a ball. Zach threw a ball so well in the last game. Okay kids, now you already know the lesson we are going to learn today. It is words in context. So here, before starting the lesson, it's better to have a proper understanding about what is a context. So to have a better understanding of this term, context, let's look at the meaning of its parts, con and text. Con, this prefix means with or together. Text, you might know that text means a reading material, but did you know that the Latin root of this word means to weave? So when you put them together, you can make an important and also a powerful word that could be defined like this. So context defines the ideas and words woven together to form the setting or background of an event or idea. Now let's move on to exercise 3, page number 173. So here, write 2 sentences to show the different meanings which the word can have. So I have given you 2 different meanings to the word given here. So you should make a sentence using those 2 meanings. One meaning, one sentence, like that. So here I have taken the word club. So we can define club as society or as an association. That means dedicated to a particular interest. A society dedicated to a particular interest, or an association dedicated to a particular interest. And also another meaning is an organization constituted to play matches, cricket club, like that. So you can identify that club meanings here, team or squad. So you can build up a sentence using these 2 meanings. So as society or association, one sentence, and also using team or squad, another sentence. Bracket, here you already know the meaning of round bracket, square brackets. They are pair of marks used to enclose words to separate from the context. So here brackets is that one, and another meaning of bracket is group or batch. That means a category of people or things that are similar, a group or a batch. Number 3, tender. Tender means caring and very kind, generous. Another meaning is edible. What is edible? Edible means can be eaten, and that one, not tough, very soft. Very softly you can eat it. That is tender. And the 4th one is post. So you know this one, milepost. What is a milepost? It is a strong piece of timber or metal set upright in the ground and used as a support or marker. That is milepost. And another definition of post is a piece of writing on a blog or social media website. So you can understand that on Facebook or on Google, any media, there's a post regarding anything. So I have found, you can say as an example, I have found out a post regarding the drug addiction, like that, a piece of writing on a social media website. And as the last one, I have taken conviction. Here conviction means judgment, especially given by a judge or jury in a court. And also another meaning is a belief, an opinion of a person, a belief of a person. That is conviction. So we can find out many different meanings from a single word. So you can build up sentences with the meanings I have given here. Very easily you can do it. And now let's move on to exercise 4. Page number 173. Here also the same thing. Write 2 sentences to illustrate the different meanings which the word or expressions can have. So they have given us take off. So we can identify the meaning. Take off means lift off of an aircraft or a bird. Lift off. And also another meaning is run away. Dead means lifeless and also completely. So as if there's any confusion regarding completely, you can, I will give you an example so you can understand it better. So using dead, I can give you like this. The whole classroom was in dead silence. That means completely silence. Another meaning is, you know it, lifeless. Number 3, in time. That means punctual. and also eventually. Number 4, fast. We can take the meanings quickly, and also the other one, limiting of one's food voluntarily and as a religious observance as well. And the last one is quarry. That means an open excavation for obtaining building stone. That's a quarry. And also another meaning is a person or animal that someone is trying to find or catch. That's also we call quarry. So by using these definitions I've given here, you can build up creative and good sentences. And also you've got another homework, exercise 5 and 6, page number 173 to 174. Exercise 5, explain the difference between each pair of sentence. So I have given that, I have done that one for you, number 1. So you have to explain the difference between each pair of sentence. They have given the same sentence but bolded, so you have to describe them, the difference. Number 1, my aunt wrote the second book, and also under that the same sentence has given. In the first sentence, aunt is bolded. In the second one, the second book, that one is bolded. So you have to explain the difference between each pair. So we can take the first one, my aunt wrote the second book. By bolding that one, they need to emphasize that. So my aunt is the person who wrote the book. So aunt is the person. Who is the writer? That is the thing need to highlight here. And also my aunt wrote the second book. The second book is highlighted here. So which book she wrote? Then we know the second book. Likewise, you can complete the rest very easy. You have to explain the difference between each pair, the highlighted ones. And also the last exercise, exercise 6, briefly explain the meaning of the words in bold type below. So here, number 1 and number 2, I have done for you that one. So number 1, there is an emergency at the moment, and so normal laws concerning the freedom of citizens are in abeyance. They will be restored when the emergency ends. So the abeyance, it is highlighted here. So it will, it may be unfamiliar for you, the word, but as we learned earlier, we can guess the meaning by reading the whole context, by reading the whole sentence here. That means there is an emergency at the moment, and so normal laws concerning the freedom of citizens are in abeyance. Because of this emergency situation, the freedom of citizens are abeyance. So they will be restored when the emergency ends. So we can understand that the word means, abeyance means suspended. So the freedom of citizens are suspended due to the emergency situation at the moment. And also the second one, we can understand that the rate of inflation has accelerated in recent years. Accelerated highlighted here. So we can understand the rate of inflation has speeded up in recent years. So we can guess the meaning like that. So you can complete the rest of the sentence. So if possible, find a word or expression of similar meaning. You can look it up from a dictionary or something, and you can understand the meaning. And it's better to use a dictionary because you will memorize the words also when you are going through it. So then you can have a better understanding of the words. Okay kids, let's move on to exercise 1. Briefly explain the meaning of each word in bold type below. So you can turn to page number 172, to 173, there are 20 sentences. So I have given you the bolded words here with the meanings. So you can study the whole sentence. Sentence number 1.